the Singapore Convention. So all of our meetings are being recorded on this lovely owl Zoom contraption. So if you want to view them, you can visit us on our YouTube share page. So if we all can stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, you can start the meeting. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
All right, first off, we're gonna welcome our visitors and guests.
I'm gonna apologize for any butchering of names beforehand, but we have a few guests tonight, a few visiting Rotarians, so as I call up your names, if you please just stand, say where you work or what you do, and then what's your favorite summer meal. So we got Bob Newberry,
Valley View Rotary Club, retired marketing professor, and I have to say, lots.
nice. We got Mark Joret.
Jolivet.
Jolivet.
You're
There we go.
I am a retired Lutheran pastor, but still working, still keeping at it. Currently helping out at Prince of Peace Lutheran in the Crescent. I'm the president of downtown. My favorite summer meal is anything with corn on the cob.
Nice. And then we have Sharon Jolivet.
Oh,
The key is think for
Oh.
I'm retired. My favorite summer meal is probably my mom's pasta salad that she would make in the summer.
Then we have Amanda Jones.
I'm an operations analyst at Officer, and my favorite summer meal is anything Officer.
And then we got Jason Jones.
I'm a search advisor at all Hyundai Mazda downtown, Third Street. Favorite summer meals, anything on the grill that I normally cooking first time, so.
Megan Forrest.
Power.
Bowers.
I work at Woodman. I'm the natural organic manager. My favorite meal is more of a snack. I love cowboy caviar.
Nice. And then Aaliyah Henriksen.
The fund development director. My favorite summer meal is ribs.
Then we got Brandon Lee.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brandon Lee. I'm an education coordinator at Mayo Clinic in Rochester. Favorite summer meals, wings.
Nice. Well, welcome all. Thank you for joining us tonight.
thanks, Neil. Welcome our virtual guests. Marissa, who's on? Hold on, I probably can see this.
Scott Ryan, Lisa Cobbs, and Meg.
And Meg, okay, got it. All right, if you're here to make announcements, you can just come up and grab the microphone and look into the owl so that we can have it on the recording, that would be great.
Oh, it's Megan Hafner, sorry,
Oh, I didn't.
Megan Hafner.
We'll use that next. Okay, so part of our, first part of our meeting is gonna be our meter members, so there's gonna be a table question, and you have about 5 minutes to discuss it at your table. You can also look at the flyers on the table for the upcoming meetings and events, and then talk amongst yourselves. If you're on virtually, please use the chat so that you can talk behind the scenes and get to know each other as well. So tonight's question is, what is the best place you have ever traveled to?
We were sweet.
That's plan. Oh. I can't do it. Did you be able to?
Okay, okay.
I can't. Okay, Zoom.
Got it.
Well, and So I got.
Favorite play.
Like, I know it would be a man compared to some of the things that I thought.
We'll go,
Crazy. Outside of the car. On the floor. He was like, this is ran away. Okay, welcome back. Could we get some volunteers to talk about who went somewhere really cool? How about from Brandon's table? Brad, take it away.
Well, I guess we talked about Italy with the. Australia, Really fun crowd to have. And I mentioned going to Germany, one of your.
How about Nathan's table? Follow directions. Tell us what someone at your table went to that they thought was really cool.
I didn't know. It could be good.
On the spot, meet your members.
Yeah, great. I love scuba diving, and I love Boulder and Amsterdam. And there was a lot of other good answers. I will do better next.
Now you know. Should we check on anyone from online person?
Oh, yeah, so, I feel like Megan Hafner is always on vacation, so Cynthia had some good ones. She said she traveled to Rocky Mountain National Park, hiking in Lake Hayaha. And last week was Mackinac Island, but she also loved Puerto Vallarta, so. And Lisa said, I think there are a lot of great places depending on different interests. So far, Alaska is the best for outdoor activities. Take the ferry down cruise.
Awesome. All right, so now you know that I might call on your table randomly to tell what you learned. Just kind of to get to know each other for a few minutes. All right, next up, we have announcements. If you make announcements, please come to the front. We'll let you go that way first. I'll do some first ones first. Just a quick that we had our loggers social last week. We had a really nice night. It was super sunny. The kids had fun. We had District Governor Todd Russell there. Mark, president from downtown, was there. Brian Davis from Sparta, and then all of our members and kids. So it was a great time. I'll skip over this one for now and I'll come back. Marissa, do you want to do avenues of service?
Sure. Okay, so avenues of service, you heard me talk about this before, is Wednesday, August 21st, it's down at the Cargill Room. Sign up is open, and you have to RSVP by August 5th, the email maybe said like 18th, that's wrong. It's the 5th, the cost is $40 a member, so the club is offsetting the cost by $10. Anybody is welcome, significant others, guests. We have the very special honor of recognizing our Rotarian of the Year, Ashley, among all the other Rotarian of the Years. We submitted a nomination for Rising Star, and that was Brad Burke, and I'm happy to say that Brad was chosen one of 2 Rising Stars among all the area Rotary clubs. Will be recognized. And then 2 of our projects, the greenhouse was selected for the New Generations Award, and the alpaca pancake breakfast for polio was selected for, I believe it was club service. So we're gonna take home a lot more hardware. There's a trophy that we forgot to put out, but we'll be bringing more home. So it's really, really fun. There's a raffle basket we'll be putting together. Steph's putting one together. I'm putting one together. You can include that in your sign up. It's like an extra $20 to get 25 tickets. Always really great baskets. It is a fundraiser for Rotary Works Foundation. So any money that gets raised beyond covering the costs is goes to Rotary Works Foundation.
Are there any big cakes?
Not cakes, that's home and service auction. Unless they bring one, I think that's kind of their mojo for their event. A good question, those are good. All right, ready for your review the mic?
Thanks for having me, Bob Newberry from the Valley View, Rotary Club. And, we are, hosting 13 days from today, the 14th annual Bricks for Babies. There's a flyer on the tables describing the event. All the money goes to, either the Children's Hospital in Tanzania, that, we're supporting. Or it goes to the Scott Erickson Angel Fund at the Boys and Girls Club of Lacrosse, which, helps kids who can't afford shoes, uniforms, fees, etc. Be able to participate. As you know, the cost is substantial for the kids to participate. Give me 60 seconds, I'm gonna tell you a little story about our first trip in 2011 to Tanzania. And we're dealing with the International Health Partners, which is a Minnesota 501(c)(3), and they have been involved in Tanzania since about 2001. Right now, they're in the process of building their 4th clinic / hospital. In 2011, my wife, who's an RN, and I went. I'm a marketing guy. 15 people went. I was the only non-medical person. So I became the #1 and only gopher. Go for this, go for that. If you want to identify with it, think about Klinger and MASH. Okay, I didn't cross dress though, I wore scrubs. But that was my job, go, go, go. But anyway, the 3rd day we're there working at the clinic, in comes a gal who is about to have a baby. And we're like, where did you come from? She just walked in. And she said, well, I live here. And somebody said, wait a minute, that's 7 kilometers away. How'd you get here? Oh, I walked. She's in contractions. She walked 7 kilometers. She had been working in the field. Right, and started contractions and said, well, I better get going. Well, about 2 hours later, she had a baby, boy, healthy, she was healthy, all went well, really good. And so she rested for a while, and late in the afternoon, she was preparing to go, and we went, well, how are you getting home? And she said, walking. Wait a minute. I'll tell you right now, if guys had babies, there would be no people left on the planet. Women are so tough. Wow. But all of us went, you're kidding. Wow, that can't be. So we took up a collection. All we needed was $8 and got her a taxi and sent her home. But that inspired me. And there was 4 or 5 other things that happened that 10 days that we were there at that clinic that I thought, what can I do? Because I'm not medical, I can't help that way. But I had put on fundraisers, a number of fundraisers. And so my wife and I brainstormed and we came up 14 years ago in 2011 with this fundraiser. For the last 6 years, we've been in coordination with the Rotary. And that's really been a great combination. So I hope that inspires you a little bit. Your club is sponsoring a hole. Wonderful, thank you, that's awesome. But I'm also gonna push a little bit, looking for some golfers. Last year you had a team, they did quite well, they won prizes.
Right, we did.
Yes, you did.
Good having you.
Well, we play in that tournament, yep. So I'm looking for golfers. The great thing is, and I heard a little conversation that maybe it might be hard to get a team together. Well, I have some extra golfers always. So anybody that would like to come out and play, we'd love to have you. The caveat is I've got to have a pretty firm commitment by Friday because I got to turn in numbers on Monday, next week. The other thing is if you have a business that you think would like to maybe donate something to the silent auction, that would be awesome. And then finally, I do have raffle tickets for sale, surprise, surprise, right? You knew I was gonna come armed. So, the raffle tickets, it's a cash drawing. All the money from the raffle tickets, we've already paid for these tickets to be printed. We're not taking anything out of the raffle, 100% is going in for the kids. It goes 50-50 lacrosse Boys and Girls Club and the Children's Hospital. As far as the raffle tickets sales go. And so there's 4 prizes, starts with $500, goes down to $100. And they're $10 a piece or 3 for $20. So just see me, I'll be glad to come to the table right away or afterwards, and I'd really appreciate it. Anybody have any questions about?
I think that not all, it's in the dinner charity auction, what's the price for the dinner?
$45 to come to the dinner. It's a sit-down dinner, very nice dinner. Not a get in line, get a burger type thing. It's a full meal, nice dessert. And we have a nice little show with slides from the hospital and talking about the Scott Erickson Fund. So, yeah, and I kind of need those numbers pretty firm by next Monday at the latest. And I'm sorry for being so tardy getting here. I should have been here a month ago, but. Yeah, so we love to have people. We usually have 30 or 40 people come to the dinner only. Yeah,
You'd be present to win for the.
you do not have to be present to win. No. All right, thank you very much.
The next thing, Bill, you wanna talk about this? This is gonna be our social, but Bill can give more information and maybe what you're doing with the youth committee now.
Because I got your address right here.
So as you can see, Mood Tunes, August 22nd, that is a chance to meet all the present, youth exchange students, inbound students. So please come enjoy the evening. There'll be a big tent, they'll be labeled, and there'll be some great food, and you get to enjoy the music, free concert. And our student Nevin will actually be arriving around 4 o'clock, actually 3:58 PM if all goes perfectly, you know, all the plans go perfectly. And he'll be on the 21st. So if you're going to the banquet, you can come see him, say hello, and then make your way over to Avenues of Service. It'll be great to have, you know, some people, their Rotary stuff, some signs just welcoming him and just sending him off to his first family. And we do actually have a second family that's going through the process right now. I'll be visiting their home on Monday morning. It was supposed to be today, but they all have COVID. So they were at the youth exchange, it's not the youth, New Orleans, for a big conference, 16,000 students and huge COVID outbreak. So we're going through that process. We are still looking for a third family to finalize that. So if you have any ideas, come see myself or Laura or Ashley. Ashley, anything else? I just did. It's okay. You're good? Okay, thank you.
And our first host family is Danny and Eric.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So this is our August social, so put it on your calendars, it's also on your table flyer. We also be doing some projects hopefully in August for our Gear Up volunteer shopping days. So Jenny and Andy and I will be arranging those, so look for your emails for that. Finally, again, the save the date for mini masters, because it's quickly approaching and I better get working on a little bit. But we need your help because I can't do it alone, so I'm sending my little flyer thing around. You can sign up for some businesses, or if you know businesses, you can add them on the back. Nothing is turned down, so if you know someone has a bar and wants to give a $25 gift card, great, put your name down, sign up. We need a lot of help with those. Brandon. Printouts and issues or documents, you'll have that by the end of the week, hopefully. But yes, we'll have that to send out, and then there'll be it on Facebook and all of the usual things, but new this year, we're gonna do themes for your team. So you need to come up with a cool theme, and there'll be prizes for that as well, just to kind of change it up. That's my clicker. Bill Pritchard's not here. Just go over this quickly. All right, so Bill is gonna arrange a Mexico trip in February to build, visit the water project that they did, him and Josh a few years ago. So he's organizing a trip for up to 8 people. If there's anyone that's interested, we can talk to Bill about that. When he's here, the next time we'll have a little announcement, but he wants to check up on that project, and if you wanna be involved, you are more than welcome. I'm also looking for Rotary Friendship Exchange host families. They're gonna be here September 24th through the 29th. There's a lot of different things that we have planned for them to do. So far we have myself and Mark and Sharon and Jenny and a few others that are gonna take some of the adults into their home and just kind of show them lacrosse. So there'll be more on that in the coming meeting. Also just kind of putting this slide in every meeting, you're always welcome to join committees, you can be on more than one. These are the 8 committees that we have currently, and if you have more information, you can just email the chair of the committee, which is also found on Subrunner. We're gonna kind of be making a push to have new members kind of pick a committee so that they can learn more about what Rotary has to offer. Okay, so we're almost to the presentation. So part of the magic of lacrosse is kind of my theme that I'm gonna do this year. One of the things that I wanted to do was give recognition to our member of the month. This month was Bill Pritchard. You might have seen this on Facebook. I wish you'd have been here because I came up here and we would have made him stand in front, but what do you say? He didn't know he was gonna stand in front, but now you know, so. Just kind of, it's really great to have Bill in our club and just kind of have him with his knowledge. So now, since he's not here, someone else has to use my magic hat and pick out a new Rotary member of the month. What's that for a son? Dig in there, swirl it around. Okay, good.
Are they like shuffled at all?
I shuffle them with her, just keep swirling around. All right. Oh, perfect. All right, so the member of the month this month is Meg, and she's actually online.
No, Meg Hafner's on.
Oh, wrong one.
Okay.
Well, Meg Huckhaber, she can, yeah, she was here at the Loggers Gate.
Yeah.
So Meg will be the member of the month for the month of August. So we will email her some questions and then you can get to know her more as well. Okay, so here I'm gonna start. Is the presentation for the night. What do I got? I'll go quick. Okay, so it's Stephanie's Rotary Adventure from almost a month I was gone. First, I started enjoying the Rotary Friendship Exchange to the Philippines, which was a really great experience. Kind of signed up for it on a whim, not really thinking that this is what I wanted to do and be gone for 3, almost 4 weeks, but I wanted to change it for well. Kind of giving a comparison, I was like, where am I going? Is it like a bunch of islands? Yeah, it's a bunch of islands and it's really big. So that's kind of a comparison. So we traveled almost 8,000 miles away or about 25 hours in planes to get there. Yeah. Here's the group that I went with. There was myself and then Mark and Sharon are here. So I'm actually gonna have you do one of the days that I missed. You can give a little spiel since you're here. But everyone from this trip, we got really close. We didn't know each other. I just knew Mark from pets and I knew Aaron Frank really briefly, but none of us knew each other, but I would say all of us are really good friends. Now, so the Philippines, as you can see, we have lots of pictures. I probably had over 2,000 some photos to go through because I learned that when you go to the Philippines, they take photos of everything. It's not just one photo, it's like 10 at a time.
And just one more.
And just one more. Yep, and then you gotta do that wacky weird thing. So that's just, it's so many photos. So the first day I didn't get there, for the first day, so maybe I can have you guys say, maybe Mark can say a few words. When I talked about the cacao planting, the asking indigenous people, they went to, the planting and everyone got a cacao plant in their name. So you can see that I got one and Rotary After Hours has one over there. So I'm assuming once it gets real big, then we'll get more pictures and maybe they'll give us some chocolate from it.
And we're going back to see our trees.
And we're going back to see our trees, so that comes later, but they were really welcoming at the airport, I heard, my airport experience will come up in a little bit. But it also was what, 110 degrees, super humid hot, everyone was dripping sweat, and that's all you guys keep talking about, and I missed it. I was on the airplane, delayed. So when I arrive, so this is the first night, I spent, I think it was 27 hours getting there with all the different flights. And I get off the airplane and all of a sudden I meet this lady that I've never met before and she puts on this mask thing on me as I'm, sweating in the airport. Hold on. Puts this on and says, "Hi, here you are, welcome, let's go." I'm like, okay, what is this for? So this is the mascara festival, and it is meaning that the Backward City is a city of smiles. Everyone smiles there, kind of like when you're in the Midwest, everyone smiles and talks. They just smile at you, like not as welcoming as that way, but everyone's very happy. So I got this put on and I'm going in my car. Then we get to this house and I'm like, can I please change? Like, I've been in the airport for 2 days. So I decided to take a shower. Well, we're all gonna stay in hotels where we're in the Philippines because there's brownouts and not enough air conditioning and water quality. Like, don't drink the water was told to us probably 100 times a day. I didn't even try it, even when I took a shower, but it was really tempting. But get to this house and then I take a shower. And it's a big, huge barrel with like a big cup. And I'm like, what do? I don't even know what to do. So I get all ready and still sweating and come downstairs and the picture on the corner is us all at the dinner, Mark and Sharon in there, all of our group, meeting Eric Frank, and then we're having dinner and everything. And then finally someone says, whose house we're at? And we're like, we're the district governor of the whole district's house. I was mortified because I just complained that I needed a shower and was kind of being a princess about it, but she was so cool about it after. But we had a great night that night. That's where we got our festive shirts that everyone thinks is crazy and I love so much. Mark and Sharon are wearing them. Overseas, they have these bright colored shirts. Everyone wears them. Like, I think we should do that too. So then the next day, we're getting up, we're getting smilier and backward. Everyone likes, everyone's cheerful. Made all my little rotary earrings and my little gifts. Everyone had to bring gifts for their host families. I spent a lot of time on that. We're running up to meet everyone. Again, so many photos. I think we stopped at least 3 or 4 times on that bus trip just to take photos at places with the group. But some of the cool pictures I liked were, my food pics. So there's fresh fruit and vegetables everywhere. Mangoes, probably had more mangoes than I'd ever had in my life, but they're actually like really ripe, really nice, really juicy, not what we had here, like blown away. We also had mango ice cream, mango drinks, mango everything. We went up to this mountain type resort where we presented to our club all about Wisconsin. And then they kind of told us about their Rotary clubs. There was 3 Rotary clubs that came to present. It was just, their monthly club meeting that everyone came near and far to see. Here's me looking at that roast pig that was actually really good, but I ate a lot of food that I don't think I would ever eat again, right, Mark? How about those little fish? What were those fish at breakfast that made me eat that I dipped in vinegar and I spit it in the napkin? There's so many things, but I tried really hard to eat a lot of different things. Some people are better than others. I've really not eaten rice since because there's so much rice. Here's all of us at the top of the mountain resort. Several of these people in this picture are coming here in September, so they are going to be here at this meeting in September. Here's one of the first group pictures that I thought was really cool with all of us. There's the volcano in the back, and we're here, I think this was May 20th. Maybe 18th, 19th, 20th. It's pretty early in the trip. Well, less than a few weeks later, this is what it looks like. It erupted a few weeks after we left that area, which it hadn't been done in years. It also hadn't rained in like 5 months, and so we brought the rain because it started raining like every night when they hadn't had rain for 5 to 6 months prior. So it helped our cacao plants. More pictures. I think that's kind of cool. Just all of us. More of this wacky, trying to be funny, but it really does make you laugh. So I think the pictures are cool. Look at Mark there, just on the, everyone's so excited. My host mom, our host adult took me to around the city. We went to the ruins, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a Spanish family that owned the building, and when they had the war, they burnt it to the ground so that the Spanish wouldn't invade it, or is it, am I wrong? Close? Mark?
I don't know, we didn't get there.
You didn't, oh, you guys didn't go there? Oh, okay, well, we'll pretend that it's something with the war, they burnt it to the ground so that no one would invade it, but then it's still there, and now they do, events and Rotary meetings, and there's lots of cool pictures, so that's kind of cool to see. Again, lots of food, lots of intermixing with all of our host family and our friends from District 6250. This was probably the first American type meal we had that night. We actually should order, it's kind of like a farm to table type. Then we got to go on to this ocean jet to our next location. So we spent half our time in Bacla and half our time in Clevo. There's lots of luggage. I got made fun of so much for having so much luggage. Because I had a big suitcase, then I had my carry-on, then I had my purse bag, then my luggage was overweight by 60 pounds, so I had to buy another suitcase. So I had probably, I had a lot of suitcases. I learned.
Not 6, right? 60?
60. The airport of La Crosse gave me a duffel bag because they felt bad for me. But I had like $400 worth of bag of cheese. So I learned a valuable lesson that you bring soap. I did not know that. You bring soap when you wash things. You do dry cleaning and reuse things over and over. So I learned a valuable lesson. But also, I found that it was really cool that you have these baggage boatmen that help you, and if you give them $5 in their currency, they'll do anything for you. So like my luggage got where I needed to, I looked like a really big mess with a lot of stuff. Food picks, I had to put those in there. This was like a farewell lunch. I don't think I've ever eaten as much seafood or random things at a lunch ever. And they do not believe in napkins, like the amount of napkins that I stuffed in my purse to have, because I don't know how to keep their fingers clean, like, to eat all that, you have to peel those shrimp with your fingers, and there's no napkins. But there's beer, there's no napkins. So that was learning. So we said bye to everyone, we went on like a 4-hour van ride up into our next area. I think on that van ride is when a lot of us started getting really close, and that's where I realized that these people that I just met that I never knew are gonna be like my new friends forever. So we spent the whole time talking in the bus just about life in general. I learned a lot about things that people didn't really share with other people, and I think that was part of the trip that we really grew closer. So then we were back to Clevo. They also love having banners at every single event, so I thought that was kind of cool. But the one thing I really loved was that they have a Rotary clubhouse. So the gentleman had, I think, a couple houses on his little land area, and he donated this building as the Rotary Clubhouse of Clevo. And inside, it was like so Rotary branded that I was amazed. There's banners everywhere. There's, this whole wall of awards and all the things that they've done and won. They're in the news or in the articles of the newspaper at least once or twice every single week. Like, it's amazing what they're doing over there with service projects. But I also was amazed that they keep track of everything, which, I like organization. They have books, like dating back to what, this was 1981. Of every program they have, they printed it out and put it in a book for every year. And you can look back on everything they've done. And then they also were very, very, happy and proud of their 100% Paul Harris Fellow Club. That everyone in their club was a Paul Harris Fellow, which I thought was awesome, especially if you go over there. It's not how it is here. It is very poor. You see a lot of people on the streets. You see a lot of people that have no homes. You feel bad for a lot of things that are going on there. It really humbles you. We'll get more to that. I think a lot of them, if you join Rotary, it also is part of like if you're maybe the status, like, you're a business owner, you're a doctor, you're a teacher. If you have a more professional classification, they are in Rotary, and Rotary is very huge over there. So this is part of what we went on for the Friendship Exchange, is to see the water sanitation project that District 6250 did. There were several clubs One of the ladies from Lake Mills, her club had did that a few years ago, so we went to check on it. The picture on the left is what they used to do to get water. Had to dig way down there to get some water, and it was dirty and not good, but then all of these blue tanks that you can see in the middle, were what they implemented years ago. So, you know, just like the Mexican project that Bill and Josh wanna go to, you can check up on your projects. And they're like so happy to see you, and you just sit in their yards and talk to them and hear their stories, and you just look around, you're like, wow, you actually have clean water. Like, I have clean water every day, but I can't drink your water even today. We also have added a lot of food because that's their appreciation. This is kind of where you can get some fish, like over in the right-hand corner is how they catch fish. I think there was a stick, was that the stick that you had to click mark to try to get the fish to come? So here's where it gets very like sad for me, but very like moments that I'm really grateful for. So we went to the Achi village that is right outside of Kalibo, where there's a few hundred people that live there, many of them children. This is a 2-day-old baby. The mom had just given birth to her, and I was like, oh, I'd like to hold him hand to the baby. But all these little girls were like so excited to see you and like talk to you or be near you. They might not understand you, but just everyone was so happy to see our group there. Here's our group feeding them. So they do a feeding project from the Rotary of Kalibo. They feed these children every day. The meal that we fed that day was like chicken with broth, with vegetables and thick noodles, and that would be their meal of the day. Some asked for more, some of their older siblings came for more, the parents would kind of help, but I've never seen kids eat so quickly and so much. But also I found it very interesting that in this village, they're trying to kind of get them into socialization of working, making sure you have like a routine. The kids have to make sure that they're bathed, clean, and get dressed if they want to be in line for lunch. So we see little kids out in the water, washing themselves up, braiding each other's hair, making sure that they're ready when the bell rang that they were gonna eat their meal for the day. We also brought them gifts, so we were like Santa. We brought them a lot of gifts. But just like kind of seeing the joy that all of these kids had was really great for me. It's not an orphanage, it's like a living community. They build houses for them, but it's like a community, I wouldn't say like 8 to 10 people live in each house. There's maybe 10, 15 houses. Males usually go to work, some of the women work, they make baskets, some have jobs, they walk everywhere to get to work, some of the kids go to school, some don't. They're trying to get water to them from the city. So there's a lot of like growth for projects there, but this feeding project is Rotary Kalibo's big project. So they feed them every day. They committed to, I believe it was 6 months, and then they're gonna make it longer. I think Aaron's club is gonna do a year. Yes, but it was really eye-opening because you get one meal a day and the kids are fed first. So then we went back to, they're called Kalibo. Probably take this thing off. Like change it. Cause they love their things. And I got treated like royalty. I got this cool other badge. They had like a little dancer that welcomes you, and you hear it in the streets. Everyone's like looking down the alley, like, who are these people? But this is kind of their like goodbye party for us. So they kind of did exchanges of flags with everyone, and we all kind of said goodbye. These were on to like our next part of our trip. So that's everyone that went in that club, and they're a very, very vibrant club. Like what they do made me really like shocked, and I was like, well, we could do all that too, but they do so many service projects that should be so proud of themselves. So we had like a little farewell, and we went on from the upper north town all the way to the beach island. So our trip was both going to Rotary clubs, and then also we got to go to RAH at the beach, and use our little welcome drinks. And I guess I have several pictures of being at Donnie's Beach Resort. Everyone was so nice there. It was always, Miss Steph, what do you need? Do you need a Diet Coke? You know, they don't have Diet Coke. I tried so hard to find them, but you know, do you need this? Do you need that? Like, you know, they were just so accommodating. I could probably live there forever. Right, Mark? Oh, I also learned on the last day that you can do all your laundry, your entire suitcase for $3. But I missed the deadline, so I had to repack that suitcase. So that really sucked. I've learned so much from you guys that, I mean, I'm like, who are you carrying on? What are you gonna do? But now I learned. I probably still pack 2 suitcases. Okay, more pictures. I had Megs, our administrator, she took she took so many photos. But I just like, here's my phone, take what you need. We had a lot of fun. We went on like a beach catamaran sunset type tour. That was a lot of fun with our group. A group of us all went parasailing. None of us have been parasailing. We did that all day. Even the older gentleman who's a judge, he was very adamant he wasn't gonna go, and then suddenly here he is. It only cost you $30, so I thought, why the heck not? So that was really fun. And then finally, our last night, we actually had hamburgers, so we had American after 10 days. And I told everyone they had to wear white, because I knew if you went to this bar that I saw on one of my reality shows, that you could glow in the dark. So see, we're really cool and we're glowing in the dark. We had a lot of fun here too. So that was my theme for the white party. But we went there and everyone knew your name, and it was, you felt like a celebrity there. So Bracket Island, anyone wants to go, new tourist spot, I would definitely recommend. This is also the island and probably why you would never want to leave. We sit there and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or drinks, or anything. It's just so beautiful there. And it's not over tourized with Americans or just overcrowding. There's no little seat on the beach or anything. It's just very relaxing. So finally, yeah, we're 8,000 miles away and they're coming in the fall. And again, we're looking for host families. Oh, go back. Oops, hold on. Going too far. But yeah, I would say that the Rotary Friendship Exchange was something that I would really encourage anyone to attend if you can. This is my first one. I was kind of on the fence if I would do it or not. But I would go back in a heartbeat and I would pick exactly the same place that I went, just to see the same people that I met. I talk to some of those people almost every week. They message me, they know about where my meetings are. The one wrote me tonight, like have a good meeting, and it's, in the wee hours of the morning there. It was really great building those connections that I really thought, oh, I'm just gonna go and I'll check it off my box and I'll never go again. But that's really not what happened. So I'd say if there's an opportunity for you to go on a friendship exchange, you really should go. The next one is in New Zealand, but it's full, but there'll be one in the spring and next fall. So then, as I packed my suitcase, I went to Singapore, and that was for the Rotary International Conference. And again, I've never been to a conference like this before, or convention, sorry. And I didn't know what to expect at all, but you walk in and there's this huge room with all these TVs and all these seats, and I didn't realize you need to get there like really early. Like I thought, oh, half hour is good. No, half hour is not good because you're just in the back of this huge auditorium. So the first day, this is what I walked into. I'm like, where do I go? Like, I didn't know, there was 10 of us from 6250 there. I didn't know where they were. I'm like, you know what, I'll figure it out. So I walked up to the front. And I sat with all my Taiwan friends. That I never met before because that's what I would do. So can I sit in the seat? So one handed me a flag, she's some fashion designer in Taiwan. And then we watched the opening ceremony, which was like a Cirque du Soleil show, a Chinese dragon, then there's Caleb Scott from British Got Talent singing at the end. Gordon McNally, the international president, giving a speech, and there's just so much to look at. Then you also have the flag celebration where all the countries are read off with their flag. Me not knowing this, next time, bring a flag, because these people behind me just wave their flags everywhere, and I'm like, what is going on? So that lesson again, bring a flag, get there early, and that's 2 things I learned. But then again, I met up with people that I saw in the Philippines, which I thought was really cool. We had dinner when they came to the convention too, so I still got to see people I knew. There also was a lot of different speakers at the morning workshops and events. The one that I really thought that I would like to try to connect with is the fight to end polio. He's from Iowa. And that's, it's really close, like, why wouldn't you wanna come up here and talk? So we're working on that. But he did a fight to end polio by taking his plane with him and his brother, and they went all around the world and tried to do something that would never have thought would be done, to go over all the seas. And he was there to speak about that. All the money was given to polio. So then, the people you meet, I think that's where I had a great old time. So I met Santa from Minnesota. He lives in Spain now, he's on the left. The upper left is a group that always comes to every convention in, a dress that I was like, where are they from? But I'll take a picture, so I did. The next guy, he spoke, he was called Mr. Toilet. And he did a huge sanitation project across the world. He started it and he still continues to do sanitation projects all around. He was sitting 2 seats down from me at lunch. So I said, hey, I have your picture. So I pictured him. He was really great to hear, just of all the things that he's doing in the world, really funny. I think it would be great to hear him again. On my checklist, though, was to meet the RI president Stephanie, because, we have the same name, so I really tried hard. I saw her in the hallway and I like ducked out, tapped on some guy's shoulder and like kind of picture with her, and she's like, sure, I'm like, okay, so here's my photo. And I said, okay, Stephanie, here's Stephanie, here's my purse, good job, like, I don't even know. But she saw me again and I gave her a little purse wave, so she'll remember me, but yeah, it's crazy the people you meet. More people, I spent a lot of time in the Rotary House of Friendship, which is where all the shopping is. I bought probably way too many things, that's probably why my suitcases are still full. Let's see. Oh, I forgot one thing. I'll do that in a minute. But the Rotary Friendship House, they had all the different projects around the world. You could join fellowships, you could be in a wine club, a yacht club, a book club, a ski club. You could be in, flying club, like all these things are different projects that people are wanting to like help bring to your club. Again, saw some of the Filipinos that I met. Met a lady from Missouri, we kind of hung out a little bit and we really were intrigued by the Peace Garden and the Peace Projects. And then finally, here is the president-elect lunch. And I was bound and determined that I was gonna just not sit in the back, so I sat right in the front row. Look at how close I am. I was right there. I didn't realize, like, I saw Mark and Sharon, and then I saw one lady that recognized me. She's like, what are you doing way up front? I'm like, oh, they said I could sit here. Well, I didn't realize, one, I was sitting next to Jim Bachu, the Rotary Convention of Singapore's president, who basically was in charge of the whole convention. His wife was sitting next to me, and then he was sitting next to me. So his mom, or his wife, and then his mom handing me desserts. I'm like, oh, great. But then to my left was this guy who is from Austria. He's very interested in getting young members. He is the manager of Foreigner and Cool in the Game. So I'm like, show me that's true. So I pull up his phone and it is true. So I'm like, got any tickets? Like, we have emails, but you never know who you'll sit with. So the one thing I learned from this convention, go sit in the front, don't sit by people you know. Waltz where you don't think you should be, and you might be okay there, and they're not really gonna kick you out, because why would they? So, I was right in front, I mean, it didn't say it's reserved. But, the table talk at lunch was really nice, because you get to talk to everyone, they ask you where you're from, what you do, exchange your little cards, the other people that were probably like me that wanted to sit by these people that I didn't know who they were, but they knew who they were. They were from San Francisco and they have after hours. I've been following his page. He does tons of like cool things. But I mean, they're in a huge city and have over 100 members, but just getting to talk to people and what they do in their club was, I think, more of the moral of the story of sit with people you don't know, because they will help you. Here's me in the Peace Garden. The Peaceful Project is something I talked about last meeting. I'm trying to do that here locally. We also got to play tourists. If you've seen Crazy Rich Asians, I watched it 5 times on the planes. I went to every single spot on there, even got the satay at the market. I did good. Went to some botanical gardens, if you missed that album on Facebook, I probably had 500 photos of flowers, but it was so beautiful, it was so nice. It was not hot and humid in there, it was like the perfect temperature, so I can see why people went there. Here you go, on the left, that's out of Crazy Rich Asians, but you're not allowed to go there unless you have a room key, so I just kind of took a picture. That's the overlook pool that you see in the movie, and then there's the like Sailor V bar that's overlooking the city, and the Marina Bay Sands where our convention was. It's super safe there, super clean, no graffiti, no homeless, no loitering, no gum chewing. I really got rid of all my gum because they're really hardcore about that. You could be anywhere in the city, though. One guy in the taxi told me you could drop $1 on the ground and if someone tried to pick it up, there'd be someone instantly that saw it on some camera, which kind of creeps me out, but he's like, you can walk around by yourself, no trouble, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, so I tried it, but I still went with other people kind of behind them, so I didn't look like I was by myself. Finally, our District 6250 had a dinner together. This was a lot of fun. I think Mark got there first. I got lost and I was the one in charge. We had this weird drink that I had to have. It was like this smoking concoction that did all this like entertainment for a good solid 5 minutes. That was, $40. Everything was super expensive there. Did not read up on that. Closing ceremony. So then it comes to the end and you're like, wow, like this week, like a few days went so fast. Again, I sat with Mark and Sharon this time, I found them. That's us eating those tequila chocolates from Mexico. So the group behind us, they have some chocolates, so we're eating those. Waiting in line with, there's probably at least 10,000 people still there. There's about 13,000 at the convention. Just the music and the theatrics and like all the graphics, like whoever does all this is awesome. This is Gordon McNally's wife singing opera, and there was a ton of great people that presented. And then Stephanie Urchek kind of gave her year and what she wants to do with the Magic of Rotary, her action plan, the peace projects. So then they kind of introduced her family on stage and Gordon's. I thought it was really cool to see that it's a family affair, that when you accept this role as an international president, that the whole family accepts it. And just like the pride and the happiness that the whole family has for them giving up, a whole year to travel around the whole world is really awesome. Then there was passing of this banner and I had to scroll and I'm like, we're gonna put that huge banner, like, leave it in your house, like, I don't know. But, so that must be the tradition, so, she's from, Pennsylvania, so it's nice to have someone, locally. And she gave a little bit of a long talk, I was gonna have you all listen to it last meeting, but I gave you the cliff notes. So she has a really good vision of the membership experience and trying to make sure that members are feeling, good in their role in Rotary or trying to learn more about Rotary, or if you're a new member, what you want to experience. And finally, this is like the best part ever. So the whole time I was going, I think Laura knows this. I misread and I thought I was gonna see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I kept telling her, so it got really red in there and like, no, other people did the same thing. So the running joking with the guy was like, the Red Hot Chili Pipers, everyone kind of laughed. So yeah, it was the Red Hot Chili Pipers playing. And they were really, really great. I even bought their CDs because that's how I roll. And they actually played an Irish Fest in La Crosse. So I felt really dumb because I really thought I was hearing the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I talked about it for like a whole month. And then someone looked at me and they're like, they're not playing here. I'm like, oh no. So when they come to La Crosse, I'm going to say that I listened to the music in my car because I have a stereo with a CD player and I bought your CDs on Amazon before I even got home. And I bought that Caleb Scott one too. He's good too. So what did I learn? I learned that I'm addicted to pins. And I'm a pin purse now. Carry this thing everywhere. It's gonna be a cool thing. So the one thing that people do is they give you pins. So I have one from Alaska, I have one from France, I have one from Ohio, I have one from the Philippines, like, I have all these pins that people, they saw me walking around in my little purse and give me a pin. So I am working with someone to make a District 6250 pin from Wisconsin so that we can give those out. Just because I think it's kind of a cool little trend. Another thing I missed was, this is my new best friend, I haven't used her in a bit, but we lived for these fans while we were overseas, so if you're gonna go on a trip that's really hot, bring a fan or a lot of water. And then finally, I learned a lot of, it's not goodbye, it's see you later. So with that, I guess I thought signing up for this trip, I would just go on this trip and come home and that would be that. But it was so much more. And Mark and Sharon, we ended up staying in a little house on our host family and they're like, we call them our mom and dad. So when I see Mark, I'm like, hey mom, hey dad, you know, we got really close. A lot of us on our trip still talk to each other, every week. People from the Philippines, we are always messaging, they like my stuff, they comment, we're commenting each other what we're doing. They're excited to come here in Wisconsin in September, but I guess it never really felt like goodbye, like hugging them, it didn't feel like, I'm never gonna see you again, I will see you later. So that's the one thing I would take away, if you go on a friendship exchange or even to a convention, of all the people you meet and all the connections that Rotary is everywhere in the world and it's not goodbye, it's see you later. So with that, I signed up to go to Calgary. Mark and Sharon are going. Sure, other people should go. You get to see a stampede, which I hear is awesome. But every year they'll have it in a different spot and I felt as president-elect, it was a really great opportunity to connect with other president-elects and hear what they're doing and I look forward to hearing about their year next year. So with that, I am done and I leave you with my Rotary quote of the meeting, which is you recreate the magic with every project completed, every dollar donated, and every new member. So with that, you all can stand and do the 5-way test of the things we think, say, or do.
We'll be back.
So thank you for coming and this meeting is adjourned.
Steph, what's the next program?
Lacrosse Fest and Event Night. So I have 10 fest and events happening and then people about their events and what to do for volunteering and how to. And then the one after on August 27th is a tour on the Henderson House and the Heritage Center in Lacrosse. We won't be meeting here, but we're gonna be meeting there and we'll be involved and then having a food truck. So these things- that will be.
Right. Oh, thank you, Batman.
I love that guy.
Yeah, thank you. Super cool guy, so. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. She's something else.
Anyway, well, glad to be able to.
Yeah.
So I will find
There's about 6 rats left. If anybody wants a rat, please take one. There's about 6 left. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'll, yeah. Now we'll have it. Now we'll have it. I'm a small team.
Like, I mean, obviously. Before, more slang, the racket house. He was like, who are you? And like, I really happy. Yeah. he did a great job.
Are you gonna go to?
I did it last